Hello, welcome to Trend Settings, episode 89. We are getting so close to 100. That just hit me a couple of minutes ago with the reality.
Wow.
And I was like, man, 100. That's almost triple digits.
Such wow.
I'm going to have to change how the numbers work. Well, the filing system. I didn't calculate it to go up to 100. It'll probably just still be the same. Just like Y2K wasn't a big thing, right? Anyway, this is Trend Settings, episode 89. We are group settings. My name is Ali.
I'm Jono.
I'm Nick.
My name is Chris.
Every week we go into what is trending every single week. This week we got the N-word and Kendrick Lamar.
Hello.
Oh.
And the lady, whatever her name was. And then we got weird stories about werepups. What are they? How do you make them? I don't know. Then we got Trump, Twitter. Trump is on Twitter and he can't ban people from tweeting him on Twitter. Confusing? I know.
I'm confused.
Yeah, and then Google has a video of Selfish Ledger. Not sure what it is. Jono did the research though, so luckily I'm not doing that topic. And then Facebook wants your nudes so it can help you stop nudes. Is that a good summary, guys?
Yeah, pretty good.
You nailed it.
Accurate AF. Now, Chris,
Yes.
take it away.
Who got tickets to go see Kendrick?
I thought about it.
I didn't.
I
didn't get him.
This guy.
I've stopped trying with rap shows. I just don't find them entertaining.
Well, you're wrong.
Not entertaining is the wrong word. I just don't like them.
Yeah, I haven't,
But I love rap
I
music.
think entertaining is the right word.
haven't been to many rap shows, but I'm pretty keen.
A rap show.
If anyone's would be good, it would be his.
Yeah, I really want to go see Kanye next time he's here. That's apparently a top-notch show. But anyway, I digress. Kung Fu Kenny, K. He's on tour at the moment. Currently touring the US of A. Coming to Australia for Splendor in the Grass. Then to Kudos Arena to hang out. At one of his shows this week in Alabama.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
The
in
Deep
the
South.
USA.
Kind of changes the story a bit.
He was performing on stage, as you do at some festival, at which he was the headline. And he was getting into his song, Mad City. And he invited, apparently he does this, he invited a young fan up onto the stage. It's like, let's do some raps together, And the song started, and then they were going through the song, she was having a great time, dropping the beats and everything. Part of this song, let me sing the chorus for you guys.
Okay.
I shall. I'm gonna replace one word with the word
Nigel?
Nigel,
No, what?
and you
close.
can, and we'll see what happens. So, the chorus of Mad City goes, "Man down, where you from, Nigel?"
Jeez, he's doing it.
My
fast.
Nigel?
I got to replace another word. Fred, who you know? Where you from, my Nigel? Where your grandma stay, huh, my Nigel? This mad city I run, my Nigel.
Right.
But there's another word that this young fan, who happened to be a young white American lady, she sung, and she did not censor herself whatsoever. Which Kendrick, what's the word? He didn't take offense. He took. Yeah, he wasn't interested.
He just stopped it.
I can't remember.
He wasn't offended?
No, he stopped the show. He said, "Hey."
Took a beat?
He took a beat and he said, "Mate," he said something I could not understand in any of the videos to his DJ or something. And then he said to her, "Hey, you gotta bleep one single word though, okay?" And she was like, "Oh, what? Am I not cool enough for you?" And then she was like, "Oh, did I say that? I'm sorry. Oh, did I really do that?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then everyone was booing. And then he's like, "Oh, should we let her have another go?" And they're like, "Boo, yeah, boo, yeah." And then she had another go, but then she couldn't really get the timing right,
It's a really fast song.
while missing out those words. So then she got booed off anyway because she couldn't really sing it properly anyway.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised she's a Kendrick fan.
Why?
Because she's
Just
white.
doesn't look like the type.
Huh.
Wow.
You can't judge
In
a book by
Alabama
its
as
cover.
well.
Wow.
Wow.
didn't realise.
Jono.
Jono.
Just didn't realise people
Showing your
could
true colours.
Yeah.
be different.
You could be
Seriously.
you could be a girl in Middle America and still like rap.
Even
Yeah.
Taylor Swift likes Kendrick Lamar. They did a song together, Jono. And she is, I don't know if she's from Alabama, but she's from the South. somewhere,
It's like
right?
it's
She's
like
country.
It's like really white people who like NWA and Ice Cube and all those sort of guys. Like I don't understand it, but they do.
Well,
And
that's. I think the idea that white people don't like rap music is just dumb.
Don't or can't.
But then someone's got to be liking country music, right?
Yeah,
There are
black
black people
people who
that
love
like
country.
country
People
music.
love country music too. It's
People
like
just breaking out of these
I can't
stereotypes.
understand.
music
Any
is
people.
music is music. So this girl gets called on stage. She gets told to rap this song, and there's clearly the N word in the middle of the song. And then, did she say it already? And then then Kendrick stopped her.
Oh,
She
yeah,
says
she-
it 3
She
times.
made it through
Okay.
a few before
Hmm.
Kenny shut her down.
When you
here.
actually listen to it, she doesn't say the first one, and then she says the 2 ones after that. And that's when he stops it.
She got a bit carried away.
Which, when you actually watch the whole video, it's you kind of get why he stops, because he's like, he
This-
knows the words to his own song, obviously,
Yeah.
and he knows that it's got to keep going.
And it was weird. It was real weird to hear that girl say. Anyway, so obviously people are reacting differently. Some people saying, there's lots of different opinions. Kendrick, why would you get her up there if you don't want to sing your song? Some people saying, if you don't want people to sing it, you shouldn't write it. Some people saying, this is ridiculous. White people should know by now. You cannot say that word. It's like there's not even a discussion.
I'd be upset if I paid good money to see Kendrick and then he got some random fan up to sing instead.
Yeah,
Because
that
that's not what I paid for.
definitely ruined the song.
She's not very good. And that's a good song.
So
I'd rather have him sing that song. That's what I'd be mainly upset about. But
Yeah,
obviously I'm not black.
that's weird for me as well. I did think about that as well. So they got me to thinking. I'm going to Kendrick. When I sing along to Kendrick songs,
Hmm.
when you sing along to Kendrick songs, do you guys bleep yourselves?
I
Excuse me?
I don't say that word.
Ever?
Nah. Actually, it was Ali was one of the ones who convinced me that it was bad.
Yeah, I don't think anyone should use it.
Yeah. Because I
Anyone
never
in the
really
world.
I never knew the context behind it, but Ali spent time in
I
America.
agree. I think if it's a word that offends the black community, I don't think even black people should say it. I think nobody should say that word if it's that bad. Like, why is it an exception for one group of people and not for everyone? Like, because it's gonna cause problems later on. Like, you just that's really confusing.
Well, I think it's the idea of just, it's their thing. They own it.
I think it's from that. Like it's been a derogatory
Yeah,
term,
right.
and they've took it and they've subverted that image
Sure.
into something.
So you're just giving a word. This is the same thing. Like, okay, on the Chinese side of things, where people call people chinks, right? You have a white person call me a chink, it's bad.
Yeah.
I call another Asian person a chink, it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't personally think that's fair.
Yeah. Well,
But-
for audio listeners,
I'm Chinese.
just in case.
But there's context behind it, right?
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if a white person says it, you automatically assume that, or just any nationality says it, you automatically assume there's a racial slur behind it, right? It's the same with if a black person says the N word to another black person, it's supposed to be a familiar term. But if a white person says it, you automatically assume it's derogatory.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that is what is being said. It could just mean a white person can say it to their friend as a familiar term, but obviously you can't ever say it without it feeling derogatory. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter what you say. If you're a white person saying it to anybody, if you're a white person or any nationality saying it to a black person, it's going to come out derogatory.
I think context-wise, we're obviously all Australian, so it definitely doesn't affect us as much as it does in America.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it to
absolutely.
anybody here who looks brown.
Right.
You've spent a lot of time in America. What's your take on it?
To me, it's it is still offensive because it is still a super racist country. Like, there's, but so I've just tried to remove it from my vocabulary completely. But that's kind of impossible to do because I do love rap music and they do use it a lot. So, and because just with saturation and how that works, you're always going to be, whatever comes in is going to come out. And
Do
I
you
listen
so
to a
do
lot
you
of rap
sing?
music.
Do you sing if you're singing along to a song in your head? Even you're obviously playing it because it's in your head.
Yeah,
When if you were to do it out loud, do you say it out loud?
not out loud, just because I'd pause.
I do.
But I'd say if I was probably by myself in the car, I probably would,
Right.
just because I really like the song.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which I assume this young lady does,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, clearly
it's
had
probably
no
why
problem.
she like
Yeah.
Well, we
in
don't,
the heat of the moment did
we
not
don't know that. It
self-censor.
could
Yeah.
be in the heat of the moment at a Kendrick Lamar concert. She
Well,
wanted
she's
to
in-
sing it properly.
And
She's
she's
kind of
probably
in a
on my-
bad spot because it's like you don't like. Do you just assume not to say it because you're white?
And when you listen to the audio, she
I think
does
that is the
sound-
general.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, you're at a
That's actually quite a simple
But
rule
that's what
to
I'm saying.
keep
Like,
in
you're at
your
a
head.
Kendrick Lamar concert. He's called you up for this particular song, which clearly has the
Yeah.
word in it.
Yeah.
So
It's still a pretty.
it's a catch.
straightforward
But that's what I'm
rule.
saying. It's a catch-22. Well, it seems obvious now in hindsight, but I'm just saying when you're in the middle of the moment.
I think it's a cult. Like in America, people
Mm.
get so in
Oh, I
trouble
know.
for saying that.
I know, people
Like,
get
surely
murdered
there's
for this
no,
sort of
No, no,
stuff.
but like, even what was it, Rosie O'Donnell or someone? Someone said it. Some famous like white
Yeah.
lady who was a chef
Oh yeah.
had said it, and like, she had to take a break for a while
And
from.
PewDiePie said it on his stream.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's a
he's-
massive deal. Like, as if anyone out there who's white thinks it's okay for me to say this.
Yeah.
Like,
I-
how would you get through any, like, if you're a fan of Kendrick, you're obviously not living under a rock, right? You have exposure to normal society and culture, like, as if any
No,
white person thinks
but-
it's okay.
I can think definitely. If you read the comments on this video, it is entirely Kendrick is this. Kendrick's an idiot. I'm not a fan of Kendrick anymore. He shouldn't have done this to this girl. He pretty much told her to say this. Kendrick's bad. Kendrick's bad. Kendrick's bad.
Wow. And
Yeah.
that's a good way to judge whether he did the wrong thing or not.
Yeah, well, when you watch the video, at first I was like, this actually makes me think Kendrick's a bit of an idiot because it's almost entrapment what he does to the poor girl.
I agree.
But he actually does give her a chance. Like he's like, you can see when he's doing it, he's thinking so hard.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
can just see the cogs working in
He
his
handled
brain.
it well.
He totally put her in a tough spot. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you wouldn't, if you know, why would you put someone like in that spot? Like, you know it's racially.
He's not like banging her out. He's saying
No,
you just
but-
you had to censor one word.
But if it's such a sensitive thing to be, like, if it's a
so
word
he's
that's
not.
yeah.
So he shouldn't ever get a white person up.
I'm just saying, not for that song. Just,
But like half of the songs would have that. Like every song would have
then
that.
don't
word in
get
it.
people up. Like, just
So you
don't
can't
do
get
it.
anyone up,
If you
at
don't want to
all.
offend people, this is what you got to do.
or they could just not say it. It's one word.
You can't control people who come
It's
up
one
on the
word that they
stage.
are taught from a very young age. You don't say unless you're a racist.
I'm just saying, it's in the song. How can you not be a fan? This is the thing. If you're a fan of the song, and you just like don't. Oh, wait. But if you're white, don't say it.
But you don't need to say that.
Well, why is
It's
it in the,
like
what's
such
in
an
the
obvious
song?
That's not kind of how he did it though. In Kendrick, he more does it like, no, you need to censor this song. It almost seems like he's like, oh, this crowd's gonna tear you apart.
Yeah, no
But
doubt.
I heard he'd already gotten other fans up and they'd managed to do it.
And also, like, it's a song, and
It wasn't the first fan that got up.
Oh, I'm not saying that it's not the first fan. I'm just saying like, you put someone in a situation.
No, like not even the first fan in this
concert, right? I
Like
don't know,
she's
man.
watched
I
people do it.
I
already.
personally think like if you don't want to have that kind of problem, just how can you censor people from saying stuff on stage? Like what are you gonna just pull them to the side and say, hey, just don't say this word?
What? It doesn't have to be that complicated. It's not that hard a rule.
So you just think the blanket rule is if you're any other nationality, what if she was like
that is the rule.
what if she's like what? This is where it gets a bit funny because it's like, what if she's like half black but she looks mostly white? Is what I'm saying. Like,
Okay, hypothetically.
yeah,
speaking,
but I'm saying
not
like
this situation.
not this situation, but just say
Okay.
it was like, do we just like, okay, cool, and then everybody starts booing her because they also assume she's white.
Right.
So
Yeah,
then
I don't know.
it becomes like we're just
I'm
playing
sure you
this.
can find a confusing situation.
I know,
but
I'm
in
just
this one,
in
it's
this
not.
particular situation, sure, but I'm just saying like it's. I personally think she shouldn't have brought up on stage. Like if he wasn't ready for her to
But I
say
feel like
the
not
N-word.
including white fans is worse. I don't know why he gets anyone up. If I paid money to see him, I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to see that. But if his thing is to get fans up, I don't see why he should be excluding people.
Yeah,
That's worse.
I think he just hasn't thought this through. Is what
Well, I think when
No,
it comes
but it's
down
like-
to it, the
like-
N-word is a super, like, divisive word, and that's how they're using it. They're choosing to use it like that. So there's always going to be negative outcomes of it, which is why one of the reasons I actually hate it, and like how they actually are using it, because it seems like it's like what's like, if you want to be better, even if you want to appropriate it for a positive thing, shouldn't you let everyone use it and it would become a positive thing? Does that make sense? Like the term mate.
No, because then you'd be always wondering, because there's still people who use that word in a racist way, right?
I think it's
And then
pretty
imagine
clear
that
when they
when-
are, though.
No, but like you'd never know. You don't know what it's like when someone's saying stuff like that to you, and you don't know what their intention is behind it.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Like
think
it's either
if-
it's either everyone can say it or no one can say it. Is
If-
what I'm trying to say.
If it did become an overwhelmingly positive thing, it wouldn't have the power of the negativity.
There's definitely like people who make that argument that it shouldn't be said by anyone because
it's too
pulls it
racially
down.
motivated.
But it's contextual as well. Like if my wife can call me babe, but you can't.
Well, I
It's-
can call you babe. It's just
You
not
can,
right.
but it's
not-
inappropriate.
yeah, it's inappropriate. You're right.
So how come she can say it and you can't? Like,
No, but then it's like if you're putting it in songs, yeah, okay. Look, I'm trying to think of it. That's not the same.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something else for this.
It's a particular case here because it is a song,
yeah.
and like songs are
Yeah,
ingrained
definitely.
in your memory, and rapping's really hard, especially a Kendrick song, who's known for changing tempos and speeds like crazy, and like imagine trying to keep up with one of his songs in front of thousands of people after you just said the N-word 3 times.
I can imagine. I'm imagining it now.
I feel really sorry for the girl in this, in that
She just
like,
looks like
this-
she's having a good time.
this is kind of a bad example, but Kramer still hasn't kind of come back from the N-word thing, even though his was a lot worse and stupid in my opinion. But we're putting her face on the screen right now, and her name's in all the articles. She's going to be known for this for like ages.
But you know, like I sing along in my car. I sing along with my friends sometimes, but like I'm not I wouldn't shout it out in public or say that to people in.
I think
places where it
we
could
haven't
be
talked about
interpreted.
one thing. The first thing she says is, "Am I not cool enough for you?"
That's
Which
what
was
made
an
me think she was
interesting-
drunk.
It was an interesting thing to say because it's clearly not the reason, right? She's clearly associated the word with coolness, which is not really what it's about.
I don't think that was where her head was. I think Kendrick stopped the song and she was like, "Oh, I was not doing a good job." I think that's where her head was.
She didn't realize it was.
I don't think
because
she
of-
even thought about it. And then she said, "Oh, did I say that? I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry."
So maybe just the adrenaline of the moment because you're in front of a Kendrick
That's
fan.
exactly what I'm saying.
Totally.
It's like she gets up on stage, she's just singing the song as she knows the song and how she sings it in her car probably.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't think Kendrick's done the wrong. That's the thing. I don't get why you guys are attacking Kendrick.
I'm
for this.
taking Kendrick because it's like he's put her. If people are piling on this poor girl, it's because Kendrick has basically put her in the situation. And I just think also that Kendrick has not thought this through.
But he tried to get them back on her side.
Right, but it's
He
already
did put
kind of
the
like.
effort into
But
doing
as you know, these things just spread like wildfire. It's just like white girl at Kendrick concert just said the N-word.
So we should bow down to all the keyboard warriors out there.
I'm just saying,
He
there's
should-
a lot of keyboard
He should
warriors
decide
out
what
there.
he does based on what people like us say.
Well, it's like it happens all the time. Like things get taken out of context, regardless of whether they're true. I mean, how many people actually read into the actual details, right? Like they'll just see the headline and say, "Well, look, this white girl, this poor white." They don't say this poor white girl.
It doesn't sound like that's how most people have read it at all.
Yeah, sure. It's what
Read-
happened on YouTube.
What, this poor white girl? That is overwhelmingly.
Yeah,
the
I'm pretty sure everyone's read it the way you read it. Actually,
Yes.
bit of a sheeple.
Which
People
is-
are commenting.
It's like, it's really weird.
Mallory says it's because they're reclaiming the word. Evelyn says if he's going to get a white girl up on stage, he should have chosen another word. It's ridiculous. I don't think she should be saying it in everyday language, but it was a lyric to a song that he asked her to sing. And Dave Tunney Dip says Facebook nudes incoming. Kendrick Lamar is dumb from Dip. Why create the situation?
Okay, quick question.
Said
Do you
news.
guys actually think any of us have a valid place to say anything about this topic?
Not really.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I honestly think
I
all
have a
us
couple of
would have to
diversity
shut up.
cards now.
There's definitely like a conversation between African American people about whether it's appropriate to use it.
Who's
I
this
don't
Anderson?
think any of us have a leg to stand on in that conversation.
Yeah, it keeps playing it at the end of it, sorry.
I love
good
it.
song,
Such a
man.
great
Gotta
song.
get that
Anderson
auto play
Park's
off.
great.
It's cool.
I went to watch him. We all
Anderson
sang
Park.
along in the crowd.
Kendrick
Happily.
Lamar or Anderson Park.
Anderson Park.
Who's Anderson
I'm
Park?
trying to think if he has N-words in his songs.
He has heaps of N-words in his songs.
Never seen this clip before.
But anyway.
He's got lots
But
of money though.
a lot of people were pointing to the example of Travis Scott. Did you guys see that?
No, who's Travis Scott?
He's another
Another
rapper,
rapper.
probably a kind of younger generation one, I'd say, right?
Sure.
I never
Molly.
actually listened to him, but
Is he a mumble rapper?
yeah, I think so.
Oh, I hate those guys.
So then he gets the white people to sing the N-word, like when he puts them on the
Oh, does he?
microphone. And
Wow.
like he celebrates it. He's like, this wouldn't have been happening 10 years ago.
Right.
You're effing with me, but like in a good way.
Yeah, sure.
You know how the kids say that?
Yeah.
Are you effing with me?
Yeah. Yeah, I
But
F
all
with
those-
you.
All those
I
kids.
F with you, bro. Nick,
those
I
kids.
F with you.
I F with you.
It's
bro.
like a term of
Are you
endearment now.
effing with me? I love this ATM that's spitting all this money.
Yeah.
This is hilarious, this clip.
Yeah.
I would
Anderson
skip.
Park's great.
Yeah. Yay. That's my dream.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's
Swimming in
interesting.
dirty
We'll
money.
see. I don't know. It's weird, but it's definitely crazy being in Australia and watching it there.
It's true,
I
like
have no idea. Well, I have an idea, but I have no experience of what that's like.
no,
over
that's
there.
true. We'll never
It's
know.
just-
It's always one of those things. It's like we just grow up on American stuff, but we don't actually know.
Yeah.
We just what do Australians really know about American culture in that regard? I know the NBA.
You can substitute. I don't think any non-African American person.
I know black
would
people
really
are better
understand.
basketball players. Just saying. Is that racist?
Well, from what it seems of looking at Twitter, it seems like black people are just as divided as white people on this one.
True.
Yeah, but it's like I don't really care what the white people think
Yeah.
because it doesn't matter in this case. Like it's not about them.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Do you?
No, he's right. It's
Like, why would you care what
when-
they think?
When we brought up that we were doing it, I'm like, we really don't have a horse in this race.
Yeah.
But let's talk about it anyway.
I'm going to see Kendrick. Did you not hear that?
Context. Sorry, I forgot about
So
the
in case you get pulled up,
So when
probably don't say the N word.
When I get pulled up,
All right.
Right.
So
say
if you're
every single N word you can.
I'm going to go blackface.
Can you say it
and
if
then
you're-
I can say
what if you're-
whatever
what
I
if-
want.
Nitrogen.
what if you're a
Alright.
brown person? Can you say it?
Hmm?
You-
No, definitely not.
Can't say
What?
it?
No.
Do brown people say that to each other?
African people can say that.
yeah.
If
Would
you're
do you
from
reckon, though?
the continent where slaves were taken, either to or from, I think you can say.
I swear I've heard brown people say it to each other, but that's probably
Yeah,
just-
but they're not. They shouldn't.
I've heard white people
They
say it to
definitely
each
shouldn't.
other.
When you say brown people, you mean like Indian people?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they shouldn't
No,
say
okay.
it. No. Yeah, that's the problem.
So I shouldn't say it to my friends.
Nah.
You can say what? No, you shouldn't say it.
But, you know, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's there to hear it, did it really fall?
Can I call you babe?
If you want,
All right.
call me whatever you want.
Kind of weird though. I don't really want to do that though.
Anyway, we're not black, we're not American, so don't listen to us about that now that you've gotten 20 minutes into the video.
Sorry for wasting your time.
Yeah.